Hi, welcome back to the Motion Picture Notion. This episode I'd like to touch on Batman v Superman. My last episode I covered the Man of Steel versus the 1978 Christopher Reeve version of Superman, and I briefly touched upon Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Let's just get that out of the way. That was, right off the bat, that was my biggest problem with the movie. No offense to Jesse Eisenberg, it wasn't his fault. It was the casting director's fault, and it was kind of Zack Snyder's fault for not, like, bitch-slapping the casting director and firing them, whoever they were. Why? Like, just, for God's sake, why? He was, like, a blatant weirdo. I mean, in terms of, because Lex Luthor's supposed to be really intelligent, like, he came across, I guess, as intelligent in terms of, like, somebody hacking government systems in his mom's basement, you know, playing Warcraft on the side. There's a scene in the movie where he's addressing the public. Like, he's got a microphone, and as he's talking, he's sort of like, starts, like, twitching out and acting like a total fucking weirdo. And it's like, dude, you know, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, he's not Lex Luthor, he's Lex Luthor's son. I don't give a shit. I really don't fucking care. Like, if I held any stock in, like, LexCorp or whatever, and I saw that fucking weirdo pick up the microphone, I would be like, sell, like, you know? I would be like, I'm out, man. Like, seriously, why? And, you know, Zack Snyder, like, Watchmen, for example, is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time, because it is almost page for page like the graphic novel. He usually has such respect for the story, has such attention to detail. And, I mean, things about the movie were really, really good. Like, the imagery of Batman and his suit, the metal suit that he fights Superman in, it's like straight out of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. Like, it was gorgeous, you know? But that makes it all the more upsetting when you see, like, such heinous miscasting. That was what I really, really didn't like about the movie. There were a couple other things. There were some dream sequences that made things a little bit convoluted, and, you know, it was kind of hard to follow in certain spots, but I will say this. Ben Affleck was great. I know some people take issue with the fact that he kills people, but really, actually, if you watch, like, the original Tim Burton Batman movies, like, in Batman Returns, there's a dude who's, like, blowing fire and lighting people on fire. Batman does this weird thing where this, like, thing drops on the Batmobile. The Batmobile does, like, a 180, and then he, like, you know, revs the engine. You know, the dude catches on fire. So, I mean, the dude at least had third-degree burns. I'm pretty sure Batman killed him. And also, I think that for this darker, slightly more cynical universe, I think that that works. And I also think that it's a good way to really set Batman and Superman apart. Screw you, you Boy Scout. I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want because I have tons of fucking money, and, you know, I'll kill you with a kryptonite spear. Oh, and I also really liked Jeremy Irons as Alfred, because in, like, the Dark Knight trilogy, you know, Michael Caine was really more of, like, Bruce Wayne's, like, moral compass. He's like the one telling Bruce, like, yo, you're overstepping your boundaries, you're cutting it really close, like, you know, remember who you are, kind of a thing. And Jeremy Irons is more like, yeah, you're going to go out there and crush some heads, and I'm going to be here on the intercom helping you. You know, he was like his partner in crime, and I thought it was really good. He had a very dry delivery that was Alfred-esque, but he was very involved, and it was good. Ben Affleck's suit was fantastic. It looked sort of like the older designs for the Batman suit. All that was great. The action sequences were great, you know. Like I said, it was a little convoluted in parts with, like, some of the dream sequences and stuff. From the trailer, it looked like they were going to bite off a little bit more than they could chew. And there are things that happen that allude, well, more than allude, really, to the Justice League movie that they're going to be making very soon. I actually thought it was pretty well handled. I mean, if you've seen the extended trailer, you except for the very, very end, you essentially know how the movie ends. They need to fucking stop that shit with the trailers. That really pisses me off. If you've seen it, you know what happens. If you haven't, I'm going to give you 3 seconds to shut off the video right now, okay? 3, 2, 1. So Doomsday, alright? He looks like one of the damn cave trolls from Lord of the Rings. It's like, why the hell are they introducing him so early, you know? It's like, he's the dude in the comic book that kills Superman. It's like, he should be like one of the last villains. He should, or, you know, at least like second to last. But I thought that that was actually pretty well handled. Wonder Woman, oh my god, fantastic. I don't know if it was the first time she's ever been on screen as a character, but fantastic. Like, they did such a great job. And they even have like a Wonder Woman theme when she's fighting, and it's kind of catchy. It's like very primal, like, you know, which it should be, because she's like, you know, fucking Amazon. And I think that, you know, it's about time that we had a really good Wonder Woman. And they gave it to us. Batman and Superman, they didn't fight for long enough. I want to say it was about like maybe like a half hour maybe of them fighting, and then it's like, oh my god, all this shit's going on, now we got to take care of this. But the fact of the matter is, the action that was in that scene was so good that I'll let it go, you know. And the very, very ending, I'm not going to spoil at all, okay? But I will just say this, props for going there. Last I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, it had a 29% critic rating. That's just obscene to me. This is not an awful movie. It's a very fun movie, you know? I wouldn't necessarily recommend, you know, going to see it on the IMAX or something like that, but you know something? Bargain Tuesday or whatever, go to the theater, give it a shot. You'll have fun. It's a fun movie, okay? I personally would probably give it like a 70%. It has really good action sequences. Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. He had a lot of good lines in this movie, and his delivery, he was just really good. But I'm happy that they actually did something with that. You know, they involved the side characters. The fly on the wall was Jesse Eisenberg. But in closing, I really do hope that they rectify the whole Lex Luthor thing. That's all she wrote.